It's the 2nd of April 2015 and I'm back at the house that Jack built, and I'm just going to catch up with Louise at Pinnacle Arts.
Bye!
Hello Louise, how are you?
Hi, I'm great, thanks.
So how long have you been at Pinnacle Arts?
I was involved from the beginning when we were doing pop-ups at Sutton Harbour.
Yes.
Took a break for a bit, spreading out and going on all over the place, trying different fairs and stuff. And when Yvonne found out she was getting a place on the Barbican, I jumped back in again.
Yeah. So how did you get into art initially?
I don't know, I've always been, since small child, creative. Yes. And kind of knew from a young age that that's what I wanted to do with my life. I did a degree at Plymouth College of Art in fine arts, and just never really picked a particular discipline to go down.
So what year were you there? Plymouth College of Art? 2008
through to 2011.
I was there way before you. 2002 to 2004 I was there.
Yeah.
And what did you think of the course?
It was an eye-opener in a lot of ways. It's not what a lot of people expect from a degree, and I think the creative degrees are massively different than, say, a medical degree. You know, you're not being taught skills, you're being taught thinking.
Yes.
And they're really good at picking you apart and making you a crumpled heap on the floor, and then you have to think about how to put yourself. Yeah, you have to think about how you're going to put that back together.
Yes.
And it really opened up how I can self-analyse and think about how I'm working and stuff, like, question what I'm doing. And it might sound silly when I'm doing things like making beaded dragonflies, but the process is still there.
Yeah.
It's not something that goes away once it's instilled in you.
You have to be careful that you don't overanalyse, otherwise you don't do anything at all.
Yeah, but
so it's making a calculated decision, really.
Yeah, it's the same time I use it a lot to not stagnate, not go, oh, I've got a really good idea, that worked, oh, a few sold, I'll stick with that for the rest of my life.
Yes.
I'm not that kind of personality, I have to keep trying new things. There's always a million ideas bubbling away.
Yes.
It's just then picking which ones to go for and try out first.
Yeah.
And the next step from that.
So are you from Plymouth originally?
Yeah, born and bred.
So has it changed much whilst you've been in here?
Yeah, I think so. Subtle.
Yeah.
Some things are hugely noticeable, like the orange panels on the front of the Drake Circus that sort of, just pop up. But there's certain things. It's like I've seen in the paper the other day. It's 11 years since they filled in the subway on the Royal Parade.
Crikey.
I can still remember that. Walking through that.
I remember seeing the down and outs down there.
Yeah. And you look at photographs of Plymouth then and Plymouth now, and all that, and all the people have changed, and a lot of the studentness has brought a lot of diversity down here as well.
I like that side of it.
Yeah, I do as well. I think it's growing rather than shrinking. Plymouth's sort of opening its mind up, creatively as well. Because Cornwall and you hear about Bristol being big hubs. Yeah. Plymouth is kind of like on the tipping point.
It's just on the brink. It needs to go over that as soon as possible, really, because there's still a lot of creative people being driven out of the city because they're being pushed into totally the wrong directions. If they're pushed into minimum wage jobs full time, then they don't have the time and the energy to take their creativity to the extreme they want to. I mean, in my position, it's the condition, mental condition. in my situation, it's about being in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
So if I'm working full time in minimum wage, then I haven't got the capabilities of the time to do that.
Yeah.
So, what are you influenced by in your art?
Every day, mostly. It's why I've called my practice Everyday Wonders.
Yes.
Is because primarily I'm looking at the sort of ordinary with as much curiosity and wonder and awe as I can muster, basically.
Yes.
So I'll do quite a lot with using everyday materials like recycling newspaper and stuff like that, trying to find different ways. My degree piece, the final and the sort of it pushed me into realising that's where my interest really lay, was when I found myself cutting up bits of carpet samples and laying them together like marquetry, and ended up with a 6 by 8 foot piece plastered across the wall.